guys, and welcome to an unboxing and look at 4 RageCraft minis. Now RageCraft was kind enough to sponsor me and send me these miniatures for free, and thanks to that I'm going to make a couple free tutorials on these minis. So I'll put all their links and stuff in the description, so click on them, check their stuff out. It's really good. And yeah, if you're interested, tell me which one you'd like to see first. So let's have a look. So I'm going to start with this box here. So a lovely little box. You can see this is the Vampire Wizard. You open it up, got a little bag full of the necessary parts, foam insert, nice and simple, but make sure the items inside are safe. So I'm just going to pour these out and we'll take a look. I'm going to zoom in. So we've got 5 different pieces of resin here. We've got the body, head and legs of the main guy. I love this sculpt, it's so nice. The folds on the fabric. This will be really nice to paint. And what's good about it is there's not that many parts. So for example, it's just the arms really that go onto him. There's a couple little bits where the mold was made where you snip off and then it fits in perfectly. In fact, I'll show you now. If I just come in and snip that. Oh, pretty small. You can see, there you go. The detail on these is phenomenal. You can see all the knuckles. It's fantastic. Really nice model, and one of the things that I really like about these guys is the base they come with. So we've got one base here, the foot, you can see slots into that. He's got, like on the box art, he's got, you can see there where he fits onto it. But in addition to that, you've also got this little piece here that you can essentially, it's the same attachment point as that, but you can stick this on a base of your own. So you don't, if you don't like or don't want the rest of this stuff, or you want it on a larger base or a smaller base, you can just use this piece instead. And same as before, you just stick the foot on and you're good to go. So that is the Vampire Wizard. Just look at that detail. This is going to be really fun to paint. And we'll move on to the next one. So up next we have the Inquisitor Knight. This is one of my favourites of theirs. So once again, you get all the parts in a bag and the base on its own. I've always been really impressed by these guys' minis. The quality they keep is absolutely fantastic, and I really appreciate they stick a really nice scenic base in there. It's quite a good size, but the detail on the base is fantastic. You've got all the skulls at the back, but I really like the rock details, and you can see where the feet plug in there. So here is the main body of the man himself. Getting some really nice fabric, these little details in the back. This guy, I'll be painting him in non-metallic. Just look at that, and the face as well. You can even see the eyelids and the eyes, and something that is what, like less than half the size of my little finger. Let's see how he fits onto the base here. I'm so impressed by these guys. And once again, if you don't want the full base, it's got a little section of base just for his raised foot if you want to keep him on a flat base and sort the rest out yourself. Just use this and you're good to go. And that again, it's a nice rock and a little skull. So yeah, and here we have the two arms. I like that there's not many parts to it. It makes it a lot simpler, a lot less fiddly, and they still manage to keep the quality of the parts that are attached, especially considering the size. Really nice sculpt. And another thing I like about this is it'll be quite easy to do in sub-assemblies because the join is pretty much covered by the shoulder pad, so you won't see any joins, you won't have to fix any joins. Just look at that, it's such a cool pose. And again, the other arm here. I really am blown away by the amount of detail in such a small figure. They're going to be great fun to paint. And remember, if you're interested in watching a free tutorial up here on my YouTube channel, make sure to let me know which one you'd like to paint. Up next we have the Witch King. Now this one's a personal favourite of mine. I absolutely love the design of this. So let's get into the box. This one, all the parts come in here and you get a flat base. Pretty simple, it's really it's quite smooth. The reason this guy comes with a flat base rather than a scenic base like the rest of the guys is because on his sculpt he's actually got a little bit of base on it. So you can see there's a little bit where the mold was made there. He's got a nice chest that he's standing on. So if I just carefully snip this off, that has gone into my room somewhere. So it sits nicely. Obviously I've got to sand it down a little bit, but that's just because I roughly cut it. It fits nicely there. Let's have a look more into this sculpt. Now you can tell why this is one of my favorites. Just the difference in materials and fabrics. So you've got the wood of the chest, the gold of the metal or iron around the edge. You've got the armored here. You've got some fabric, some chainmail, almost like not chainmail, but some fabric beneath there. You've got the fabric, the cloth, even the loincloth. You've got some more detail, some more armor, and then you've got a nice big like woolly fur shoulder and back. Nice metallic shoulder. Look at this. I love this sort of drooping cloak. The folds on it are really nice. It's such a nice figure. So as for the rest of it, he's got two. They're all still on the sprue here, so if I just cut these off quickly. I'm not going to be doing a big fancy cleanup job, that'll come when I come to paint it. So he's got two options for what you use his arm as. And I think he's got a few options for his head as well, so that's really, really nice. So let's look at the arm options first. So you've got the big mace. This one's the one I'm going to be putting on it, I absolutely love it. Or you've got a big old sword. And you can see all the armor on the arm. You've got a nice gauntlet. Hands are in different poses as well. Just look at that. It'll be nice and easy to glue that in. Very clear where it goes. And as for heads, quite small, you can see. Got some really cool heads. So that's one. Got this evil looking guy. think there's only the two heads, and then lastly we have the hand, the sort of the resting hand to go over his leg, sort of casually resting. Such a nice model, such a nice sculpt, and I really am looking forward to painting this. There's some really cool stuff I can do on this guy. And lastly but not least, we've got a bit of a bigger box, because in here we have a bit of a bigger model. Similar scale, but this guy's got some big old wings on him. And another flat base. This guy's similar to the Witch Kick in that he has a bit of basing detail sculpted onto him. So if I pull... Again, this guy's got a few different options you can use, which I'm really happy with. It's nice to have some of those options. So yeah, you can see he's got some steps sculpted in. Just look at this. So much nice detail. Again, it's a really nice cloak he's got. And as for options, just snip one of these arms. So it'll be his right arm here is a sword arm. So you cannot, this one doesn't have any other options. But it goes as if he's resting it on his side. Just look at that sculpt. The armor plating, sword. This thing's huge. The sword's about as big as he is. It's just nice. And then on his left arm, you've got a couple options. You can go for the shield at his side. The shield is really nice. It's got the same design points as the sword, so it fits nicely. Some nice details. Really cool. Or you can have an outstretched arm, like every good evil person needs. I'll probably be using this and put some OSL in his hand. So cool. And then we've got a few different heads. There's a little bit of flash on these. So you've got an evil bony one, a Satan looking horny fella, and then an armoured horny head. I really like this third head here. That'll look really cool with the rest of the model. And lastly, you've got his wings. Some big old wings. And the detail on these is fantastic. Look at the folds. These would be good fun to paint. Get some nice lighting and shading on them. Awesome. And now for a final little look at each of the models put together. Well, I've blue tacked them together pretty roughly just to give a see as to what they look like. I still need to do a little bit more cleaning up and washing before I do put them together and paint them. This one's a bit hard to blue tack in, unfortunately. Once it's glued, it'll be as strong as anything. So that's the wizard. Got the Inquisitor. I just love the pose on this guy, especially with the scenery below him. Amazing. Got the Witch King. Finally, the Lord of Horror. Look how cool that's going to be. So yeah, still a little bit more cleanup to do. That's why I've just blue tacked them all together. But yeah. Thank you, RageCraft, again. I'll put all their links in the description, so please go check them out. And make sure to let me know which one you'd like to see a tutorial for first. Usually I put all my tutorials on my Patreon. Of course, that'll be in the description as well. But I'll be putting the tutorial for whichever one or two of these I paint as a tutorial up here on my YouTube, just so anyone can see it if they want. So thanks again, and I should see you next time when I'm painting one of these guys for you.